We got a massive Cowboys injury update on star quarterback Dak Prescott, and it's terrible. There's no other way to put it. This has been a season from hell for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's just getting worse on a daily basis, so we'll break that down and much more on this episode of Cowboys Digest. Welcome in, everybody, to Cowboys Digest. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be breaking down the injury that Dak Prescott sustained in a loss to the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. The Cowboys now sit with a 3-5 record, firmly out of the playoff picture, and Cooper Rush is going to be starting for the near future and probably the distant future as well. And we may not even see Dak Prescott back for the rest of the year. But before we get into all of this, I want to let you know that 85% of you watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So go ahead, hit that sub button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And we're very close to my goal of 2,500 subscribers. So it'd mean the world if you could help get me there. But let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time. The initial diagnosis for Cowboys, Dak Prescott, is a partial avulsion of his hamstring tendon. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound very good, which is partially torn off the bone. Ugh. Typically takes more than a 4-week recovery, and this comes after the news that Dak Prescott has been placed on injured reserve by Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys front office, and an avulsion to the hamstring tendon. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor, and I'll show you a tweet from an actual doctor in just a little bit here to kind of give us a picture of how severe this injury is, but that does not sound good. And there was a lot of talk about the lack of the Cowboys' run game. Dak Prescott busts a 22-yard run, longest of the season for the Cowboys, and then he later leaves the game with a hamstring injury. So if you thought that he wasn't running enough, well, he's damn sure not going to run anymore. Jerry Jones is going to wrap this guy in bubble wrap, and we may never see him run the football again, which is fine, I guess, if he stays healthy, but you need a run game to complement that. If you're going to have a pocket passing quarterback, which is what Dak Prescott is going to be and what he has been this entire season before he went down with that injury, then you're going to need a run game, and you're going to need to bolster that offensive line as well. So let's take a look at this. This is a big deal, Jesse Morse said, who is a medical doctor. Of course, Dak Prescott, he literally partially tore the hamstring tendon off the bone. Ugh. It's just, it makes you quease a little bit when you even read all of this. This is usually a grade 2 of the semitendinosis. I'm not going to be a doctor anytime soon. These can take up to 6 weeks of surgery and up to 10 weeks to heal without surgery. Video coming soon. So I did not want to watch that video. I kind of get grossed out by all this stuff. But hamstrings are tricky. And when you need surgery, that is scary, man. And in the way that the Cowboys have been playing this season, sitting with a 3-5 record, I'm not bringing Dak Prescott back. I don't care if he's healthy. I don't care if the Cowboys somehow get to 7-7 at a point in the season. I don't care about all that. He's not coming back if it were up to me this season. And Dak quit on his team. That is what James Jones said about Dak Prescott leaving the game. What an idiot reacts to Dak Prescott's hamstring injury, putting him on the IR. Unbelievable. I can't believe he said that. Then he says, then someone replied to him with this: I watched as Dak Prescott could barely get up the stairs and onto the charter flight because of the injury. Also tried to go back into the game. Also sought a second medical opinion. Tell me more about what you saw from home. James Jones, you're an idiot, man. Who are you to say that Dak Prescott quit on his team? You're not there. Dak Prescott battles, man, and you may not like him as a quarterback. You may not think he's worth the money, but what you cannot question is his integrity and his willingness to compete for this Dallas Cowboys team. Ever since he's come into the league as a 4th-round pick, he has done everything that the team has asked of him and more. Sometimes the teams have been great. Sometimes the teams haven't been up to par. But Dak Prescott, he has battled for this team. He has given it his all in his 8 years in the National Football League. I don't want anybody questioning his integrity and his commitment to the team. That is absolutely ridiculous. James Jones should not have a platform if this is how he is thinking about Dak Prescott. I know you're trying to get your clicks, man, and you got them. Everyone is talking about this, and then you go out and apologize, say, oh, well, I didn't know the severity of the injury. I'm so sorry, Dak Prescott. Well, you shouldn't have opened your damn mouth in the first place. So, James Jones, shut up. Shut up, because you have no idea what's going on in that Cowboys locker room, and Dak Prescott does not quit on his team. All right? You could find all of these tidbits that you want of Dak saying we suck, whatever. He's frustrated. The whole team is frustrated, but Dak is not a quitter. And he tried to get back in that game. He was ruled out. He still had his helmet on. He wanted to get back out there even though he couldn't walk. So miss me with that BS, James Jones. Come on, man. Figure it out. And Mike McCarthy had this to say about Dak. He said it today, actually. So he said Dak is still going through the process. He's at the start today. I know he wants to keep playing. It's obviously a serious injury. And Mike McCarthy went on a bit of a tirade today. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, I'll be reacting to that tomorrow. But he basically called out the front office for the lack of continuity and the lack of bringing in veteran guys at the right time and spending. So it was pretty meaty. So there's a lot to dissect there, and I'm going to be breaking that down tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But Dak Prescott, man, a season from hell. This has been a horrible season for the Dallas Cowboys, and it just got even worse with this news right here. He's probably going to miss the rest of the season. It's leaning in that direction now. A lot of analysts are saying that it's probably going to be a season-ending injury. The Cowboys are sitting at 3-5. There is just no use to bringing back the $60 million man and re-aggravating that injury. So he might need surgery. It hasn't been confirmed as of yet, but it's a pretty severe injury, and a lot of medical people are saying that this could take up to 10 weeks to heal without surgery. So if he decides not to go the surgery route, then that is a wrap on the season for Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush is going to be coming in. He's going to be starting games now. He is 5-1 as a starter. His first test of the season comes against the Eagles this Sunday, which should be a pretty good one. I mean, it's always fun between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Doesn't matter where the teams are at in the standings. The Eagles, 6-2. They're playing really good ball. They are locked in, man. They are locked in right now, and it's going to be a tough one for the Cowboys. Now, I don't know if you're on the fence of wanting them to lose, but anytime you beat the Eagles is a good Sunday in my mind. So I understand wanting a tank and get a good draft pick, but if you could beat the Eagles, a team that is trying to win a Super Bowl this year, and you're the Cowboys and you're clearly not in the race for it, I think that'll leave a sour taste in Eagles fans' mouths, and to me, I'm good with that. So if this is the last win of the season, if they beat the Eagles and then they don't win for the rest of the year, I think I'm content with that, because you get a great draft pick and you get to see the tears of all the Eagles fans running down their cheeks. And I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. Go beat the Eagles. Go beat the crap out of them. Enough of that team. I've had it with them. Can't stand them. Whether it's Cooper Rush, whether it's Trey Lance playing, go beat the Eagles. Build towards next season. I think that is your best bet, because when you get news like this about your star quarterback, it's typically an indictment on your season, and the Cowboys season has just been going that way. If we analyze it, if we look at it under a microscope, it's been a disaster. It's been a season from hell. Call it whatever you want to call it. I am ready for it to be over, but I still love this team, and I will still cheer for this team on a weekly basis. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of Cowboys Digest. Again, guys, just a reminder to hit that subscribe button, because we're close to my goal, and it'd mean the world to me. But thank you so much for making it this far. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can get some good news on the injury front with Micah Parsons coming back and maybe some guys making their season debut. But see you all tomorrow. Go Cowboys.